All right, so we just got back from seeing the movie, and I decided on whether I should be a spoiler-free video or not, but I decided, you know what? Fuck it, I have this strong itch to talk about spoilers. So if you have not, if you have not seen the movie, get out of here. Trust me, go watch it for yourself, and then come on back and hear what we gotta say. Now, first off, before I get started, it did not feel right to do this review without her. I mean, look at her. I mean, look at her. She was ready for this movie. Look at her. She was ready for this movie, and
my bangs don't want to cooperate though.
But anyway, and then, well, I had to get in some form of DC gear, so this is as close as I could get. It's called Wonder Woman, not Wonder Man. That's Marvel, by the way. But anyway, hey, repping DC, so that's got to be enough. I mean, for you guys that are brave enough to be like,
Well, there's other people that were wearing.
Hold on.
Superman.
Hold on. I was just saying that, like with people who, you guys, all you men out there who are brave enough to rock this symbol on your chest, or even wear that on your head. I mean, like, hey, kudos to you. I mean, I definitely envy you guys, honestly. Now,
there was one guy that was wearing, well, a Wonder Woman shirt, and he was wearing this. But anyway.
To the movie.
Movie.
I gotta say, this movie had a lot of what Man of Steel really needed. It had the right pace that when you get to know where Diana Prince came from, her home, and focused on who she is, and character development, chemistry between the characters, relationships, and it's not afraid to make you laugh, and it's not afraid to make you invest into these characters. It's just the pace that was perfect, and it was inspiring. It was very inspiring, and
the movie had a lot of heart, I think.
It really did, and I was going to say that Diana she has a heart of gold, and
she has a pure, angelic heart.
And I gotta say, it really felt like this movie kind of stood on its own. I mean, only had one little wink that it was in the lineup with the other DC characters, like where the Wayne Enterprises truck pulled up and dropped off, that Bruce Wayne, something that Bruce Wayne gave, Diana, and then we see that she emails him back later on in the movie and whatever. And that's it. That's the only thing. Other than that, this movie kind of stood on its own, pretty much. So, you don't necessarily have to watch the other movies first before you watch this one, but I would say, you know what, go ahead and do it. But definitely, if you want to watch this one first and then watch Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, and then Suicide Squad, I mean, to separate this movie from the other ones, you can watch this one first and then watch the other ones in that exact order. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Suicide Squad. But me, I would say go ahead and watch these movies first and then this one. Either way, it's still rewarding. And and I liked how it really lived up to my expectations. Like, I had a feeling that I was gonna really love this movie, and this is the first time that this character they ever did a big screen movie for this character. It's been like years. We've been waiting years. In a century,
decades. Well, decades, but
decades.
People waiting a long time.
No, they're waiting decades.
Yeah.
Deck to the cage.
That's why I said, to not make this movie the best that it can be would be you disappoint a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
but it blew away my expectations.
It did.
It had, it had a lot of heart and had a lot of soul and depth to it, which was nice.
And I loved how they call her home the Mascara. I mean, it sounds like it does sound like a very old, ancient place that would be off
mythical.
the grid. and it's way off the grid, literally off the grid, literally off the grid. Like where do you have?
I didn't realize you could actually get to it though.
Yeah, I thought you had.
I thought you'd get lost before you get to it.
I thought, yeah. I mean, that's interesting how
I thought that was
anyone can get, there pretty much.
Like they got to it really easy.
That's interesting too, and you would think that only and someone an Amazon warrior could open the door, or somehow like where if there's some kind of energy that comes from them that where it opens up for them or something like that.
That's kind of what I thought.
But no, that wasn't
wrong.
it. Anyone can go in. I mean, like that's how Steve Trevor got in there. He was being attacked by, the Nazis. The Nazis, and then they followed him there, and then.
Right.
Yeah, and then
because they just went right in.
Right, and then that's.
Which I was kind of surprised at.
And
I figured like there would be some kind of barrier
to
not let them in, but.
And that's how that there's the war going on, like WW1, the very first one, and then like Steve is telling Diana and everyone else about it, and she's convinced that the war of the god of war Ares is basically causing this. And after what she was told about Ares and everything like that, and I can understand why her mother has a tight leash on her, where she doesn't want her to be involved in that. She knows that she knows what she's capable of and whatever, but
trying to protect her.
She's trying to keep her away from her destiny, pretty much.
Yeah, she's just being a mama bear.
Being a mama bear,
protecting her baby.
And her aunt, isn't getting her ready for the inevitable, pretty much. I
loved her aunt.
Her aunt is a badass.
Her aunt is like quintessential aunt, though, where you do something for your niece or your nephew. You do whatever they want.
She's doing the exact opposite of what the mom wants.
Exactly. We aunts, we always do stuff like that. We're like, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this. Even though your mom doesn't want me to, we'll just keep it our little secret. That's very like an aunt thing to do.
Yeah, she's been training her since she was little.
Yeah.
Like that. It's
since
pretty
she
cool.
was a little girl, which is cool. Like, and the little tiny Dianas were.
And she was adorable. She is adorable.
So cute, so funny.
And her accent, it just makes me want to pick her up like, oh, you're just so cute. And, like, when it got to where the Nazis came there, and then they chased Steve Trevor into the Mascara, when it came to where the Amazons were coming in and attacking them, and they're fighting back, I'm like, I have a feeling that Diana's aunt is going to be killed. And that's what happened. She died protecting Diana, and I'm like, oh, man. It
was a really sad moment.
It was kind of like how you smell a rain before it starts. That's how that death felt to me. Like where I smelled the death before it was coming for her. Before it hit her.
See, that fight scene was so beautifully done. Like it almost looked like a choreographed dance. Even when she was fighting by herself, just Diana, like it looked like.
It was choreographed.
Like very graceful.
It was.
Almost.
I would say more. It was more like a beautifully choreographed battles. That's what I would say. That's what I would
But it almost looked like I said, it almost looked like graceful in a way. In a way, not like completely, because they were fighting.
And and also it's funny how Steve was like a fish out of the water when he comes to the Mascara. And then the tables turn where. Diana wants to go and, stop these people from, causing all this havoc. And she wants to do the impossible, which is save all of us and everybody. And now then when the tables are turned and she comes to London, now she's the fish out of the water. And she's just like really oblivious to like what's going on. Like what, huh? What?
It was cute how like awkward she was.
How
like,
awkward she was.
Like she's not used to like
she's not used
life
to
off of
the Mascara.
Off of the Mascara,
and
with
all
with
she's used to
people.
is the army of women. Warrior women. Pretty much. That's what she grew up around.
Yeah.
She didn't see a man before. Like when she saw Steve Trevor, she's like intrigued by that. Like you're a man. And there's funny moments with that too, like where he's butt naked and then she looks at him. That was so
that
funny.
was so funny. The two of them have a really
they have
cool,
awesome chemistry.
Together.
And
exactly.
And this movie gave them enough time to really develop that chemistry, develop that relationship where you buy into why they are in love with each other. And they have a better chemistry than Superman and Lois and Man of Steel. I agree with that. What Man of Steel should have had. Sweet, but they do have you can have the action and stuff, but in the end, he's still Superman, and he has to be inspired. He's like the best of the Justice League, and that's what it seems like. Wonder Woman is the best of them, and like in this movie, that's what it seems like to me. You see how she is willing to go over to a wounded soldier.
You don't have to be the best.
To go over to. Hear me out. Like where she goes over to she tries to go help a wounded soldier and a crying baby and everything. Like she tries to, she wants to stop, just basically stop and end all of their pain, like everybody and everything.
Yeah.
And now
I relate a lot to that.
And when she goes in there for the first time in full Wonder Woman gear,
yeah. That's my absolute favorite scene.
And No Man's Land, and Steve is telling her like, you just can't save everybody, and she's just like, no.
She's just like, no,
that's what I'm going to do
it. Yeah.
And then she takes the coat off, and then she's walking in there. And like it's
such a cool, inspiring, beautiful scene.
It inspires you to want to just
get up and do something.
Not be cluttered in doubt. Just go out there and do what you want to do.
When I say like that's inspiring, I don't mean just for women. I mean for anybody.
For anybody.
Like you can seeing her just being like, saying like, no, I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna kick ass.
Like Steve tried to stop her at a couple of times where
he tried to stop her because he was afraid that she was gonna hurt.
No, she was protecting him. He was protecting her.
Right.
And then she's just like, no, I'm gonna do this.
So I'm doing it anyway. That's just so inspiring. Like to have somebody tell you, don't do it, and you do it anyway. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. To me, that's awesome.
Yeah, but like I said, I loved how it has a lot of humor in it, and it
it's very funny.
It's like this. It has that light. It's basically this movie is basically like the light, the lighter that is on and what's in it. You put it right on the candle that is the DC universe.
Yeah.
And
this is like the last movie. So dark.
A lot lighter. I understand the dark tone that Batman v Superman had. I understand.
Yeah, I feel like it had to have a dark tone.
Yeah, I understand that, and we see.
To me, it made sense.
And we see, why Diana is who she is, and you get a better understanding of how, of how she went into hibernation. From after the events of this movie. And because before I get to that, where she's so convinced that this general is definitely Ares, and it feels like it is him, but when it build up to her finally confronting him for the first time, finally when she confronts him, and the way she killed him so quickly, I'm like,
killed him too easily.
I don't think that was him.
That's probably not the guy.
That's probably not him. No.
But the guy that you think that
and the guy who's basically supposedly on their side, with Steve Trevor and everybody.
That was actually surprising.
That was Ares.
I thought maybe it was Dr. Poison. I thought maybe Dr. Poison was.
I knew it was definitely not her. She
Dr. Poison was cool.
She was cool, but she was a lackey.
She was a lackey, but she was cool.
A cool lackey. But. No, she does not have any leadership qualities to her.
Yeah.
Not because she's a woman, just because she just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
She just doesn't have it.
I thought she was a cool pseudo villain or whatever.
And also, but I'm torn between two parts of the movie. When we see Wonder Woman actually going there and kicking ass, Nazi ass, and as Wonder Woman for the first time in the movie.
That's my favorite.
There's that. And there's that final showdown between her and Ares. Yeah. I'm torn between those two. I'm really am. But when it gets to where she fights Ares and what it gets really heartbreaking too. Like
it's
like
so cool though.
Like it's cool, but like how
when she finally comes around.
I mean, like when she. But here's the thing.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so cool how they did it.
And here's the thing, though. I mean, like like where she doesn't, like where she does not want to accept the fact that she cannot save everybody. I mean, like she, like she's upset with Steve and everything like that, and
yeah,
I mean, like. He's not trying to, say that, we shouldn't save them, forget them, like.
Yeah, he's saying, just trying to say take a step back.
I mean, he's just trying to say that, we can only do so much,
Yeah. But she wants to save everybody right now.
Everybody.
And he's saying, like, you can't save everybody right now. We can probably save as many people as we can, just not right now.
And then the movie and it seems like the movie tries to play with your mind just a little bit. Like, if Ares is really behind, all these strategies with the Nazis or not. And then it turns out that he is, but he's not. He's sort of... He plays a little role in that, but he's saying that they all did that themselves, which it kind of makes sense. Where he's not controlling, like, I did it.
He just put the idea in their heads.
No, he kind of I guess chipped away their sanity, just a little bit, something like that, But like when it got to where, like where basically Steve made the ultimate sacrifice. He got their weapons away from everybody, and he kills himself, and he sacrifices himself in that process. And then Wonder Woman is, as she's getting defeated by Ares, she's watching that happen, and then, man, and then she unleashed her, like her greatest like power, and we find out that she is the God Killer, as they call it, the sword, but it's not the sword, but it's actually her. She's actually the weapon designed by Zeus to basically destroy Ares, and
I thought she was,
but
they still kind of got me there.
I mean, like the way when she saw that happen, it was a powerful and heart-shattering scene.
Yeah,
really heart-shattering scene.
It was powerful and like heartbreaking at the same time, which made it like super cool. So cool.
It is, and
how they did it just looked so awesome.
And also, like, you kind of get an idea. Like, with that being said, you kind of get an idea of why she was in hibernation from after the events of that movie. I mean, like,
you lost the love of your life,
where it's been like a long time,
so quickly,
and then. And then she turns up like many years later, and then I think her witnessing Superman make that ultimate sacrifice in Batman v Superman when he kills Doomsday. Doomsday kills him. I guess that makes her really remember of back in those days, and I think Superman's sacrifice basically pulled her out of that darkness pretty much. Also, Batman was also down that same dark path, like prior to Superman's sacrifice, like like where they both witnessed that happen, and then it puts and it kind of inspires them to be heroes again, pretty much. Like I think where it revives Batman's moral code, I think, and it revives, I guess the spirit, Diana's spirit, pretty much, because I don't think she's really done anything since the events of this movie. I don't think. I mean, that's what I feel like after that.
I wonder if like seeing Superman sacrifice himself kind of reminded her of Steve, though, what he did.
You know what? I think it did remind her of how Steve sacrificed himself.
Since they both kind of sacrificed themselves for like the greater good.
And you know what? I just figured something out. Like how people were looking down on Superman prior to his sacrifice. Diana was starting to look down on Steve too, like before his sacrifice.
Maybe that kind of reminded her.
I mean, like situation. Like where she was thinking back on that, and that kind of inspired her more to really help Batman, get this, get the Justice League together, and I mean, that's powerful. That really is.
Yeah.
And how Superman's sacrifice inspired the other two of the Trinity, as they call them, all those three together. They're like the three principal heroes of the Justice League, pretty much. I mean, like it. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, it is deep.
And And I gotta say that Etta Candy is definitely, yeah, she's like I think she is her spirit animal.
I like to think that I'm like a Diana Prince, but I'm totally an Etta Candy.
Yeah,
like,
there's
we
a
are
little bit
the
of
same
like.
person.
I think there's like Etta Candy inside her soul, and there's Diana Prince inside her soul as well.
Me and Etta are like twinsies, man. I was like, I want to be like strong and tough like Wonder Woman, and then I see Etta, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely an Etta. I just like we are like the same person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, like my only nitpick is that what they never call her Wonder Woman. I mean, I'm not saying they have to call her that through like the whole like a lot in the movie, but would have been nice to hear that just once. Like, of how did she get that name? You know what I mean? We have not heard anyone call her that yet, and we needed that in this movie. This is her backstory. Like, just hear it once. I mean, we shouldn't have to wait till Justice League to hear her be called Wonder Woman.
My thing is, she has not been established yet. Like, Superman
I get it.
has been established as Superman.
Yeah.
Batman's been established as Batman. She hasn't been established yet. She's Diana Prince.
But here's the thing.
You know, she's doing her thing.
Superman was not established in Man of Steel.
Nobody really knows what she can do.
It's not about knowing what you can do.
Except for, you know.
It's not about that. We know, like, we need to, you know, like, she's one, like, you know, she is Diana Prince, but, you know, we saw how she got that name, but we needed to hear, I just feel like we needed to hear Wonder Woman once, and that's a tiny little raisin-sized nitpick. I mean, like, that's my way of saying there's really nothing really wrong with this movie.
I have no nitpicks.
Super biased, and that's for a good reason. Wonder Woman is fantastic, and it was done amazingly. You know, like, I'll say it wasn't amazing. It was Amazon, and it was wonderful. Puns intended. And I'd say it gets. I mean, you know, I'd say 4.5 chairspins out of 5. And what? How many left? 5 lasso throws. And I'd say definitely, you know, if you've seen it, I assume you've seen this movie by now, just by you watching this video.
If you haven't, go see it. Take your girlfriend.
No. I was gonna say, if you
haven't seen it yet,
if you haven't seen it yet, then we just fucked it up for you. But
definitely take, like, you know, girlfriend or daughter, niece.
Yeah, you know, like, you know, I can.
Sons.
I would recommend this to, you know, to young girls. You know, they can definitely, you know, look. This is someone they can definitely look up to.
Anybody going through a hard time.
I mean, anybody can be inspired by, you know, Wonder Woman's courage.
I mean, like I said, anybody going through like a hardship, a hard time,
and it has a good mixture of like how Thor was at first, like where he comes into Earth and he's like a fish out of the water too.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of Captain America in there too, since it's like back in that time period, and it has a heartbreaking ending, like where Steve sacrifices himself and him and Peggy are talking, and then she is forced to hear that on the other end of the, you know, microphone. You know, like this, you know, Wonder Woman being powerless and being beaten down by Ares and watching Steve make that sacrifice, and she's unable to go up there and save him. You know, that's just as heartbreaking. Definitely, for me anyway.
Yeah.
Like
me too. I definitely cried.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my heartstrings were, you know, being tangled and pulled and everything.
Yeah. Steve was such a cool, funny character.
Yeah.
Chris Pine did him justice.
And I feel like the chemistry was, like I said, was fantastic.
Yeah. There were definitely some you know, things going on.
Yeah, some eye fucking.
Yeah. Some eye sex.
But yeah, I mean, like, I can, you know, I'm just gonna repeat myself over and over again, so I'm just gonna get on out of this video.
Yes. Go see it. Well, don't watch this video if you haven't seen it.
If you've watched this video before you saw the movie, then you have problems, and we just fucked it up for you, and we don't feel sorry for you.
Go see it again. If you've seen it once, go see it again, because I am.
So I assume that you have seen the movie, and I tell you,
summer.
Go see it again. Movie of the summer. I don't see Spider-Man: Homecoming touching this movie.
I'm not gonna say movie of the year.
I'm gonna say movie of the summer.
Movie of the summer. I'm not gonna say movie of the year because we know that Star Wars is coming out.
Lindsay, let's get back on the more relevant topic.
Okay, movie of the summer, eh?
I mean, like,
don't say anything else.
You know, they may share like in the top 2 rank. You know, like where this movie might be. No, Lindsay, I'm talking about like, you know, this may be number 2 in movie of the year, and The Last Jedi may be number 1, but it may switch back around, and that might happen.
Maybe. Either way.
That might happen.
Movie of the summer.
But, you know, it's at a time period where, you know, like, strong female leads are starting to really take charge. And so it's perfect to see Wonder Woman, you know, like, you know, basically, you know, escalate that, she escalates that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So she was the first female comic book character that people
ever. And
that's what they said. They created her for women to look up to.
I mean, but you know, we waited a long time. It's better late than never.
Better late than never, but they definitely did her justice.
But pun intended, did her justice.
I didn't realize I just did a pun.
Yeah, she walked into a pun. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, first female lead, you know, character ever, and we waited this long for her, and this was definitely worth the wait.
Hopefully they keep it coming. You know, keep the hits rolling.
Absolutely. I will be there for it. I'm going to see this like maybe a kajillion more times.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this a lot more than Man of Steel, and that's saying a lot because I did enjoy Man of Steel. And this had elements that Man of Steel lacked, you know, like the character development and the pace of the movie and the chemistry between the characters. You know, this movie had it all. Definitely what the other movies lacked, you know, that a lot of people would say. So this would be the best movie in the DC universe right now. So I don't even see Justice League topping this, but it might. It might.
Never say never.
It might. That's all I'm going to say. It might. But yeah, if you guys enjoy our spoiler talk on this movie, thumb up this video, click subscribe if you're new to the channel, and feel free to tell us what, you know, how the movie, you know, how your experience was with the movie. Yeah. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.